Murray in the one coming up, and Reagan gets in the back of Menard.
Yeah, it's what happened. He got down on that left side and pushed him right around. You just cannot touch a guy on the left rear corner or you're going to wreck him.
Montoya and Gordon get away. Kenseth's involved. The 55 of Michael Waltrip, heavy damage. Tony Stewart in the 14 scoots through. Here's another look. Watch the inside lane. The 34 and 27 is the first contact.
Yeah, the 27 of Menard, he needed a break right there. But David Reagan was all over him, and when Menard went up the hill just a little bit, Reagan was on that left corner and turned him around.
Damage to Casey Kane in the 5 as well as Hamlin in the 11.
Tony Stewart slipping right through that mess on the bottom there, and here comes Jimmy Johnson slipping along.
That is Martin Truex. The 15 is Boyer. Catching Edwards.
There he goes to that left side.
And Darrell, no one knows this better than you. That was through the tri-oval. The tri-oval can be one of the most treacherous places on this racetrack.
The car is freer and looser right there than anywhere on the track because you don't have the banking. You're going 200 miles an hour, but you have not very much banking.
Well, let me ask Michael Waltrip, who owns both those cars. Michael, the drivers are not allowed to be in radio contact with each other. How could Martin Truex know that Boyer was trying to change lane?
Jeff trying to get the 18 car Kyle Busch up out of the way.
Pushing on that left side again.
Yeah, he's just working on him, Michael. Kyle was blocking, and Jeff was trying to get him loose and get him up out of the way, and he just got on the left side and spun him out.
Look at the job Ambrose and Boyer did coming through there. And there's our buddy old Brad Keselowski. We ain't seen him up front all night. He's fixing to restart with a chance to win this baby.
Yeah, I asked Larry, I said, is Brad Keselowski in this race?
Well, yeah. Jeff Gordon's car went about 1,000 feet on the driver's door before it barrel rolled to a stop.
Yeah, Brad Keselowski in that too. He's in that backup car.
You see Jeff down there. He just gets down on this left corner, and we've seen that time and time and time again.
You got to stay off the left side. What do we do about that, though, man? How do we fix it? The drivers just have to make the decision that they've got to lay off that left side.
Look at this long slide for Gordon. And that's Kurt Busch tangled up with him and Jimmy Johnson. And that car still hasn't lost much of its momentum as it goes side over side and comes to rest. Left lane to the inside, Gilliland.
Oh, he's loose. He's already sideways getting in, and he just comes right back up the hill.
Looked like Michael McDowell got David Gilliland in that left rear quarter panel turning off in the corner. You were talking about that.
Yep.
Now, all three of these cars are in the race. You're going to look way to the right side of the screen.
Man, it came back up that hill in a hurry.
Yeah, Montoya in the 42, Menard in the 27, just victims, nowhere to go.
And the fourth car involved is Brad Keselowski in the 2, who has come to pit road for repairs. Here's another look. Trevor Bayne got a little damage, not much.
McDowell was real lucky he didn't get involved in that 98 car.
Danica Patrick scoots past, and all three of these drivers have climbed from their cars okay.
Wow. The 2 cars on. He's down on the apron.
Keep taking their pack just out the end of pit road.
When he came up on the racetrack, the thing just jumped around with him.
Darrell, did it look like maybe, again, we know he's desperate. He's trying to get back up to speed. Did he jump up on the apron too quick?
Well, I don't know about too quick, but that transition from the apron up.
About as Allmendinger leads him way up the high side. Where is the contact?
Somebody's going to come down into her, I think.
Almirola.
Yeah, right there. He got on the bumper of it. Looked like McMurray's car, the 1, turned him a little bit to the left. Thank God for safer barriers.
That was a hard lick. It's almost that car didn't even look like it slowed down as it was going across there.
I'm so glad that all these racetracks have put safer barriers where we never had them before, and here's a perfect example of why we need them everywhere.
So Danica Patrick is tucked up underneath the 78 of Regan Smith.
Ooh, just got a little tap in the back end.
I believe that might have been Elliott Sadler in 33.
Elliott Sadler gave him just a little tap. Right here's what I was talking about. Watch Danica. Right there, she gets some damage, but then watch her go down. Jimmy's car's total, but watch her right here, right between those two cars.
First caution of the night, lap 2. Here's another look. Look at that outside lane and the blue car that's second in line.
You see, Jimmy just gets a little bit loose, and when he corrects, it just overcorrects, and into the fence it goes. And then he gets a really hard lick right here. That's the one that really worried me. He got that right in the driver's door.
Darrell, what was one of our Goodyear keys? Don't push me in the left rear. This trial oval can be pretty treacherous.
Now from the blimp, watch for.
You can see Marcus Ambrose right down there on the bumper of Terry Labonte, number 32. Gets down on that left side, and
fortunately, that runoff area is paved, and Labonte, look at the car control as he tries to keep that thing away from the wall and ends up in the grass.
There's a number of things that have been done to these cars that have really helped them. That big fin on the across the deck lid, that really helps. Certainly this paved, all this area being paved now, that's very helpful, saves that car and the driver.
Now before this happened, wondering 3 laps to go in Daytona, David Stremme from South Bend, Indiana, and the little team that could make the 500. Something under the hood breaks. He slides up the racetrack.
Where was he going?
And that team totals 8 people and 3 shop dogs. They made the Daytona 500. They're trying to clear debris off the racetrack, and the car brakes, won't steer, and he slides up the track and into the back of that surplus helicopter jet engine on a trailer used to dry the racetrack.
Mike, I saw sparks coming out from under the car as if it had a tire down or something. What an incredible turn of events. I've never. Just gets real tight heading off in the corner down here. Again, Casey is getting lapped.
Stenhouse got into Almirola across the front of Mears and then Ambrose.
Well, Almirola just about.
I'm telling you.
He just barely slid through there after that happened.
I think the 9 car, Marcus Ambrose, he's got quite a bit of body damage. I don't know if it's going to be bad enough to take him out of contention or not. Look at Almirola right there. Whoopee. Nice save.
Watch this right here, though. Wow.
Well, in 2 of those cars, the 9 and 43, are teammates at Richard Petty Motorsports, Ambrose and Almirola. But Ricky Stenhouse was trying to move from the outside to the middle, and that hole just wasn't open.
Boy, you just don't get down on the apron very often in the trial oval and get it straightened up and keep on going. And got a little wobble,
I believe he blew a left rear tire. That thing started wiggling around, and as he came into the trial oval, it spun out, and when it came to a stop, you can see the left rear tire is completely torn apart. So I think he had a cut tire, and the thing just got away from him.
Yeah, he was wobbling through the trial oval there, and finally went around with him.
Another driver involved, Brad Keselowski, right there.
Wonder if Brad twittered that.
Right
Probably
there is McMurray.
Yeah, Keselowski and the 2 just drove underneath Casey Kane in the 5. Just nowhere to go.
Watch Tony Stewart there. He just worked his way right back. Keselowski missed that wreck by inches.
Boy, Almirola came up the track.
What happened is Tony is right back here, and I see him all of a sudden. He gets a little push from behind, maybe from Joey Logano.
He and Stenhouse go around. Newman and Busch.
And Newman and Busch was actually in front of Tony a little bit when that started happening.
Have to take a couple more looks at that.
Kyle Busch went for a long, wild ride. Blaney involved.
Let's see here. Here's 39 up here. Right. there. Stenhouse got into the side, and Stenhouse in the 6 got into Tony.
I'm not sure, though, that David Gilliland didn't get into the back of Stenhouse and push him up into Tony.
Could have to look at it again.
That's about the second or third wreck we've seen on the exit of the tri-oval. It just starts narrowing up.
Front of the onboard camera on Casey Kane's number 5.
We actually are racing Landon Castle in the 83, though. He's on our lap. That's up here. Stay low. Stay low. Come on. You're all clear.
Mike, that had the appearance of too much rear brake. Got down in the corner, got on the brakes, locked up the rear maybe a little bit.
And Darrell, that's what a driver will go to. He has those 2 systems, front and rear. If maybe the car's not turning under braking, he can
to him. And Jamie McMurray is also involved. Have a look.
Mike, I was watching that 22 car. He was struggling. He was really falling back, or at least he was having a hard time keeping up. And he probably got up out of the gas a little bit, and Menard in the 27 nerfed him. Gets a little bit loose. You can see him fighting the wheel right there. Broke his momentum just enough. Menard got him.
And what really knocked the deck lid off of A.J. Allmer's 22 car was actually when he hit the wall on the outside.
Not fire and that brain in the car. These guys are going to learn so much about how to increase their gas mileage, how to milk it right here today.
Ryan Newman was 6th on the outside of Carl Edwards when they made contact at turn 4.
Jimmy Johnson in that 48, he just went by both of them.
And here's a look from the blimp, top of your screen, entering turn 3.
Yeah, just side by side. They're hard to stay down on the bottom. Carl gets a little wiggle, and then the 39 car, Newman on the outside, he made a little contact, and around he went.
Boy, Jimmy Johnson and Regan Smith scooted through on the inside.
One of the hardest things to do on any racetrack we go to is go in a corner side by side with another car, because this is what happens so many times.
You know,
for where Timmy Hill gets up and in the wall. Yeah, way up around the rim of the racetrack and rides it pretty well. From Kyle Busch's car.
Still clear. Sitting behind you.
You can just see it looked like the right rear went down, and the car just
Yellow's out.
immediately turned.
Just caught the end of the one barrier and into the other. Now, that was similar to an area that Jeff Gordon hit a couple of years ago that was not protected by a safer barrier. In the 78, Brad Keselowski in the deuce, and down on the inside is Casey Kane.
Casey in the 5 and Regan in the 78, they made slight contact, but when they bounced off the wall, this is how fast. These guys are being told, slow down, but you can't. There's nothing you can do when there's a wreck in front of you.
Marcus Ambrose, Kyle Busch, and the 29 of Kevin Harvick. Hard to tell from that angle whether Kane might have thought he had cleared Smith and moved up in front of him.
I think he was hoping that he had cleared him.
shows you right there how quick everything happens.
Darrell, there just isn't any way that Regan Smith knows Casey Kane's coming up. You know, Regan has it. You see cars side by side on the straightaways here. Regan just made his move, and Casey Kane.
I think he lost the right front tire. You'll see it right there. Tire went down straight into the safer barrier.
See what happened to David Stremme here. Red car coming into view.
I think you'll see him just shoot up the hill here, right there, off turn 4. I saw it out the corner of my eye. He blew it right front. Looked like something happened on the right front.
Car, top of your screen.
It's all good, all good. They make contact right there, and when you go by, you see the left rear is down.
And that's right about where the tailpipes exit on the right side of Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car.
Yeah, you can see a little damage on the side of Junior's car where the tailpipes got in there, the jack stop. Right there, they touched.
Now the tires appeared to be up. It did not look like he cut a tire, did he?
I heard him say he felt like it broke a rear track bar. That's what holds the rear in. And it
gets that loose stuff on his tires, and the next time around it goes.
And that's just how it feels. When you get all that rubber buildup on your tires, the hot tires, it picks it right up, and you just like 4 flats.
From Casey Mears' car, the Geico cam showed us that.
And I believe the steering, let's see,
The 32 is Schrader on the outside of Montoya.
Oh, yeah. That right there makes the steering brake. But what happens is sometimes you get hit like that and you'll snatch the wheel real hard, and for an instant your power steering box will lock.
What happened here, Darrell?
I think he just went down there and spun out. I'm not sure if maybe on the other end he got some stuff on his tires like we saw the fresh cars tires. They can take off, man. And this is what happens. Boyer blocked Newman, shot him down in there 3 wide. There you go.
And as they all get dusted up, Newman gets the lead, and Allmendinger comes out second with Truex third.
If they would have only done what I suggested, that would have never happened.
Jimmy Johnson comes down, racing Gordon into the corner, but Boyer already has the low groove, and there just wasn't room for 3 cars in that small a space. All right, we get 3 tries at this.
Yeah, when Boyer dove to the inside, he actually got that shot from Ryan Newman, and that right there, you can see that wasn't going to work.
Well, you know who's sitting in the catbird seat? The 88. He got fuel and left side tires.
Boyer was 5th prior to pit stops. Right here, he's running 9th.
Just trying to get down on pit road, looked to me like, and it just spun out with him.
First caution of the day comes out at lap 52 for Clint Boyer's spin. Boy, it's been a tough day for one of the hometown favorites. 3 NASCAR Sprint Cup drivers living within a short radius of this track. Boyer he was low on the racetrack and just went around.
Yeah. You can hear the old engine. She got a cylinder down. Just not
coming to you guys. Coming to you. Coming to you.
Just not sure about that one. He's coming all by himself, and you see this happen here occasionally. Just a 360, catch a gear and keep on going.
But Darrell, that's been the trouble spot for a lot of drivers all weekend long.
Now, let's go back to the early inside line as they come to turn 3. Whoa.
Looked like Blaney might have hooked.
Was that Castle?
Castle, I think it was, and that started that. And then Jeff Gordon gets pounded by Martin Truex Jr. He hit that wall hard, Jeff Gordon did.
Now he drove away. Jeff Gordon is okay. Here's another look. Almirola way down inside, and it was not Castle, but Almirola and Blaney who trigger this.
It almost looks like there was something wrong with Almirola's car, either out of fuel or something.
We were seeing a lot of drivers that appeared had something going on that last lap before this.
Boy, watch Jeff right here. He gets turned up the hill.
Nowhere for Montoya and the 42 to go.
Right inside. Carl.
Not sure if Almirola was trying to come back up onto the racing surface or if perhaps he got hooked by Blaney there to start that. Truex came down and collected Jeff Gordon.
Bam! That's a hard lick.
That's a hard hit.
Here. Ooh, he wobbled a little bit right there as if he had a problem maybe, and Marcus Ambrose in the 9 got into him.
He got him in that left rear, and we know that'll turn these drivers around.
Trevor Bayne in the 21 is trying to figure out where is he going, and I think he just kissed him when he went by.
And now here comes Logano in the yellow car, and he already had that damage on the right rear fender. There's Mears.
Let's see, he wobbles a little bit right here. I don't know if he got contact. You see the car kind of getting crazy. I can't tell if he had a flat tire or if Marcus Ambrose just was so close. I think he may have had a tire.
Second place right in front of Keselowski.
Ooh. Just everybody. Keselowski just caught him on the wrong side of the bumper.
While he was turning in the middle of the tri-oval.
To move. Yeah, they was making a move, and it just, the tri-oval is the hardest part of this racetrack. I say it over and over again, but I know it looks simple, but it's the hardest part.
Yeah, you can see there's a lot of damage to that 51 car of Kurt Busch's.
But look at the slide. I mean, he slid from, that's the entrance of pit road. We're about middle of the tri-oval. Now watch, here he goes. Down, I said, oh, he's got it. He missed it there. and then that last little bit.
Those boys were teammates over at Penske Racing for the last couple.
He's right here. Hamlin is going to. Hamlin right here decides. Oh, AJ moved over and tried to block Hamlin. Hamlin got into Allmendinger, and that started the whole mess.
Yeah, AJ tried to change lanes, and Hamlin was already there. Paul Menard in it, Kevin Harvick, Michael Waltrip.
I think it's a good shot right here, Mike. You see the 11s try to make a hole down the middle right there. Allmendinger said, y'all have no part of that, and that really is what caused the problem. Look at Dale Jr. work through there, the 21 car. Harvick's torn up. Smoke goes around. Let's see where Mikey is. He was back in there somewhere.
But let's see what happens here.
Just got loose on the exit of turn 4, and back just comes around with him.
He was from the right of your screen.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
I think he was trying to get on pit road, guys. That's way down on the bottom of the racetrack there, like he was. What happens? Down underneath the guy, that back end steps out, I bet you, comes around, see the one car get loose, gets into the 22 of McMurray.
And this time 8 wheels don't corner better than 4.
Yep, and into the wall they go.
Boy, Ambrose in that 9 just barely gets by.
He got clipped.
They were both back on the lead lap fighting for 16th. Boy, the wall always wins. Car right side of your screen. He might have had some help there.
Maybe.
That was Jeff Gordon.
24.
Or Sorensen got real loose right in front of Jeff Gordon. Not sure from that replay which. Travis Kvapil gets by on the high side.
Look at that thing just slide forever. See what happens here. Whoops. Kind of hard to say.
I think he just got loose, Darrell.
Let me get the caution here.
And then
okay, not so bad.
This is the end where it gets him, though. I think he may. I don't know if he had a tire down or what, but right here the car goes crazy. Now it's in the wall and it just stays in it.
And what a run he had tonight for roughly 350 something laps.
And around he goes, and you saw Newman sliding by fast.
Yeah, somebody ran in the back of Newman and spun him.
The maroon car high on the racetrack in 3 and 4. Pretty hard hit for Kvapil, who was 33rd, 1 lap.
In the worst possible place, right in the middle of the corner, back in the gas, running hard up off the turn, and then all of a sudden, balooey.
Carl came in here 10th in the points, so he's going to take a big hit with that crash.
He's a guy, Larry, that I just said in the pre-race show, he's sitting on, he had a lot of people nipping at his heels, and this team hadn't, you know, they've won 1 race last year, and that's what cost them a championship. They're not guys that go out and win a lot of races.
This off turn 3. We see Landon Castle already sideways at that point. He comes across, gets into the 56. You see the 22 go down into 2 or 3 cars were collected, and that or got a piece of that. Landon Castle appears to have the worst, and I think when we see the 56 of Martin Truex, he got slammed in the left side door.
This is a
or
great
right side
shot.
door.
This is great. I was watching this while it was happening over here on another monitor. Actually, I was watching out the front of the 39, but that's. Wreck looked like it happened forever.
Yeah, and
it was sideways forever.
And we don't have a really good angle whether he got in, whether Landon got in and got outside.
Again, coming off of turn 3.
Well, that's not JJ.
It's Reed Sorensen who got the
Sorensen
wall.
got into it first, and I think here you see Sorensen slide up, and it looks like JJ just all 3 of these guys slide up. I wonder if he blew an engine or something. That was kind of strange.
Yeah, it's
all
Tony
3
Raines.
of them slid up into the wall.
Tony Raines.
Yeah, he's already in the wall at that time. It's hard to tell whether he cut a tire or got some. And as you guys said, remember he was already.
What the heck was that?
It was damage at some point in time. You see, he's already
up early.
Yeah, just like we saw the 22 cars. Something goes down on the right front. Something happens. and he shoots straight across. And that's probably just about as hard a hit as the 22 of AJ.
Right along here. This is right here where it usually blows.
Yeah, it just goes straight.
See him pull his right hand off the wheel.
We got the fence, guys. We got the fence off the here. Hold your line, hold your line, hold your line.
Like you said earlier, Kyle,
It said how slick this racetrack. You could see the smoke develop right there. He was already into a spin, but you see the marks. So this thing got away from him. He was pretty good ways from the wall. Whether he was outside the groove or not, you couldn't tell from that. Yeah, he's way up.
where did he
right
get
there.
the damage in the front? Must have got it to somebody there.
Right there, I think. Yep.
Yeah, he had to. But you see how high he was. He was pretty high right there compared to where these other guys had started the race.
Kurt Busch third yesterday here in nationwide competition, and there's a good look, Wally.
Trying to see who he gets into right there. I can't make it out.
Little bit of a brush. It's like the David Gilliland machine that got him in the right side. A green flag pit stops. We'll get everything reset when we return. As of now, it's Montoya on point at Michigan. Top middle of your screen, Joey Logano, the orange car.
Comes up off the corner.
He just turned down to avoid the 38 car, and when he did, it just got loose on him.
It got loose, and then he overcorrected right around the 38. I mean,
yeah, that was
like he was going
to the 38 car.
Like he was going to slap the 38 with his right rear, and then drove right around the front of the 38.
Gilliland got way up in the racetrack, and he just Logano just went down to avoid him. And cold tires, new tires.
It's like Joey spins himself trying to keep from hitting somebody.
Yeah.
Two of the last three drivers to win in Sprint Cup competition involved in this accident. Logano last week at Pocono, a few weeks ago. Casey Kane in the Coke 600.
And that 38 obviously pushed up the racetrack, just like Wally said. As he was on the high side, he really let off because those cars were really streaming by him on the inside there.
Replay on the inside of Truex. Harvick to the outside, Newman to the inside.
It just ran out of room down there, yeah. Just look, did he get tagged by the 39?
I don't think he got tagged. Look at the 39. I don't know. Look at the 56. Watch in front of this accident. The 56 all of a sudden goes up the racetrack. I don't know that it's almost like he was like the 22. You see right here, he's down on the inside.
I think the 39 may
39's right there.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, the 39 was loose, and he corrected it.
And I think he got into the 56. You see the 56 wobble and get into the car in front of him. You see that one puff of smoke. That might have been the 48 of Jimmy Johnson.
Probably lucky we didn't have more guys involved in that accident.
That was like they're four wide and all four cars touch.
It's a replay of what happened.
Yeah, and it's hard to see. That's the shot we have. It's hard to see whether he got help at that point or not. We talked about it earlier. Laps ago, you see Jamie down on the inside.
Jamie got himself in trouble there,
Yeah, he did that to himself. He just drove in. Great job by Biffle hanging on to that.
McMurray was in the 18th position. Now he's the final car on the lead.
To help getting down in there.
You see Hamlin got hammered by Logano.
Oh, Logano just...
his teammate.
Yeah, his teammate just kind of gets down in there, and I don't think he expects Denny to come back across right there because he had already stuck his nose in there. That's what we're seeing this time of the race. And you see Harvick go to the outside.
And that dropped Harvick back to 20th in the running order.
Well, that's all three Gibbs cars. Yeah. All three Gibbs cars.
And they were all running in the top 10.
All made contact. Montoya's way out of the way over there. And Kyle Busch just got loose under braking and tagged the 27 car. So
yeah, I think they were trying. I mean, I think Kyle, like you said, Kyle just mashed the brakes, the rear to come around on him, and he got in the back of the 27. Juan was trying to stay out of the way. He was not even involved in that. There we go. Let's hear if we see chatter.
Yep.
Yeah, hear that wheel hop?
Wheel hop.
Yeah.
Clear.
That's just what happens when you drive these things in too hard like that. If you go in just that little extra 2 or 3 feet, that wheel hop.
Back behind the leaders.
This goes up over the hill and to the right, down to that, and you see these guys. They just get together right at the top of the hill, and these guys, that's the blind part of the racetrack. Right as you come over right here, you see they're already backwards. There's Junior already backwards coming across the racetrack. Oh, he gets hit hard by Eric.
Yeah.
Keselowski.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When you get that kind of see that fluid down there on the racetrack.
Yeah, and I think the 78 car just saw him come up the racetrack, locked the thing up, and went up the racetrack into the wall, or got in the oil early.
Yeah, let's just listen to him lock up.
How many laps have we scored? 6 laps. 6. Hang on, hold the brake. We just crashed here, guys. Yeah, it blew up inside.
Watch, look at all the oil down behind that thing. It could, you know, there's nothing you can do when it hits the rear tires. But then everybody else comes through there running on it too, and hang on.
Late this afternoon, here's the replay.
See at the back of the screen here, at the back of the pack, you see Hornets, and you see that thing wiggle right there. It's coming apart. He chases it across the racetrack. And there, when he gets to the corner, he spins around, does a good job of keeping it out of the wall, because obviously as it landed on the backstretch, as he came down the backstretch, it came apart, and it's amazing. You see the damage this thing did when a tire does come apart.
He got to slow down to about 160. Okay, here he is off of Ford. Then all of a sudden you'll see he just jumps in the middle. Now when you watch him when he goes into 1 and 2, and watch how the car starts to float. And that's a problem with these things. When you get there, you're okay right here, but when you get in the corner, all of a sudden you lose a lot of downforce on these cars. Not to mention, I mean, he got right in the middle of those guys, and he just lost the front of the car. It slid up, and he caught Trevor Bayne.
We're lucky it wasn't bigger than what it was, because he's right in the middle of the group.
And watch this, that hole kind of closes up between the 43 and the 21. He snatches it.
Yeah, he turned off the 21, and that's what got him sideways.
Yes. As you watch it from this angle, you can see the 51 of Kurt Busch. He comes in, and we're going around this way, but you can't see. You see the thing already sideways. He goes up. They're really lucky that all these guys back here didn't get more in.
What happened?
See, the 24 car is third in line right here, but you see him slowing down to come in pit road. Now he slows down.
Yeah, Johnson got tagged.
Is it Martin Truex Jr. maybe?
I couldn't tell, but he got tagged early though. I mean,
look at the 24 right here. The 24 is coming down pit road and gets wrecked. They run into him from the back right there, and you see these guys already on pit road. So it's really going to be interesting to see when the light comes on.
Watch how hard Jimmy Johnson hits this inside wall. I'm telling you what, those soft walls or whatever you want to call them, those things are incredible.
And we've not always had Schaefer Berry on the inside.
I've hit walls on the inside when they weren't there. I'll tell you what, it's a shot.
Watch his tires. Wow,
when it picks up the rear wheels off the ground, that's a hit.
Jimmy Johnson, 3 restrictor plate races this year, and it appears he will get his 3rd DNF here tonight.
Take a look. Yeah, he just gets loose right there, and that was. We saw him loose earlier in the race, and it just got worse and worse and worse. But he was really fast on the straightaway. It's like you said, Kyle, that right rear being down, but that's what happened. He just
turns, and when he turns to the left, it just turns out from under him right there. Good job of everybody else kind of avoiding. Look at that thing get up in the air a little bit, where it catches in that right rear quarter panel. Is so messed up. That thing does not have
big run. Got tapped. Did he get tapped by the 5?
It was close.
It's hard to say from that angle. It almost looks like he gets the 9. Look at the 9 car go back up the racetrack. Oh,
yeah, David Gillen, Dave Blaney, Martin Truex Jr. Saw Hamlo was involved. The damage for Kyle Busch, Juan Pablo Montoya.
And that's one thing too. When these cars don't change direction very good, I think he went to turn to the left. It almost looked like Biffle maybe went down a little bit, but regardless, when you turn these cars as hard like that to avoid something, it's hard to keep it straight.
Yeah, it almost looked like I couldn't tell where the 5 car was, but it's like Denny came down across the hood, and the 11 and the 18 really looked like they got together more so than the 5 car involved. That 9 car took a tough hit, and all these guys had no place to go because they're going. Some cars
were scattering in the tri-oval behind
him. I tell you, Harvick did a good job too, because Earnhardt was in the back of Harvick, actually turned Harvick down on the apron and just about had it saved.
Yes. Earnhardt took a hard lick to the outside wall. He got turned to the outside. You see him right in the middle of the race.
So did
back
Harvick.
Into the outside again.
Yeah, Harvick took a shot too. See the 29 go down?
Yes.
And then the 16 gets hit by the 17 and gets into Harvick.
Wow. It just closes up.
Was that Newman on the bottom? No, that was
Eric Almirola.
He was just driving along, thought he had it missed.
Jamie McMurray, Kyle Busch, some of the other drivers involved. Travis Kvapil, there's Jeff Gordon driving through the grass.